Alright, so if your assembly is done and all of your part files are complete, it's time to create your presentation file. So I'm going to go to iPro, New, Presentation. I'm going to come up here to Create View, and I'm going to find where I saved my assembly file and bring that guy in, and we're going to stick with manual in terms of explosion method and then click OK. Alright. So what we're going to do with each one of these pieces is drag them out to an appropriate place for an exploded view. You can move them in a direction, you can rotate them around and do whatever you want to do to get each piece where you want it, and then we'll be able to animate the solution to this puzzle cube. So we're going to go to Tweak Component, and we're going to be sticking with either the direction or the component cursor. So the component cursor, if you have this guy selected, that allows you to pick which piece you're going to move. The direction is going to say, okay, here's the direction I want to move it in. So we'll start with component. Let's say I want to move this blue piece out. I'm going to grab the blue piece and just the blue piece. Notice I don't have any other pieces highlighted right now. Now I can go to direction, and if I click a surface on that piece, it gives me these three axes that I can move that through. Notice that right now what's going to happen is it's going to be moving, because I have my movement icon selected. If I wanted to rotate, I would select the rotation icon, and now I get these each of these axes I would orbit about. But I'm going to start just by moving it out. And now if I pick on that Z axis, I can move this guy out to that location. Okay. So if you're satisfied with that and that looks good to you, you could leave it there and click clear and move on. Or you could also, maybe I'd also like to move him down a little bit at the start. So I'll actually move him up along the Y direction. Okay. So if I close this right now and I animate the solution, here's what would happen. Animate. Play. So he comes down and then he moves over according to the way that I set that up. Alright, so reset. Let's add some other things in here. So maybe I want to take the orange piece next. So I'll pick Tweak Component, Component, Orange Piece, Direction, grab a face, and I'll move him out in this direction. And then maybe I would also move him, maybe I'll move him down in the Y direction. Well, actually, that's not the Y direction, so that would be the X direction, according to how this is set up. So X, and I'm going to move him down. Alright, if I wanted to rotate him around a little bit, I can grab my rotation tool. Look at the axes that they have set up. So if I want to rotate him, maybe I'll rotate him along the Z axis. So you can either rotate manually, or you could type in a value. So like if I wanted him, maybe I'll rotate him, well, I like that, just about that. So maybe if I wanted that to be precisely 90, type in 90, okay, right? Or 270 if I wanted him to be facing the opposite direction. There you go, 270 degrees. Okay, so I'll clear that. Got another couple pieces to move out here, so I'll select component purple piece, direction, maybe I'll move him out. Make sure I reselect my movement rather than my rotate tool, so I'll move him out in that direction. And then I'll grab lastly my component yellow piece, and I can move him out in this direction. Ooh, make sure I just have my yellow piece. Component, just the yellow piece. Just the yellow piece. Direction, Z. Alright, and then maybe I'll spin him around. Maybe I want to spin him, I don't know, 90 degrees. And clear. So, if I watch my animation now, animate, play. So the pieces will spin around and they'll come together according to the solution and according to the paths that you created. Okay, so I'm going to reset that for now. Alright, so there's a couple things that you can change with regards to your animation. So notice that I've got the interval here. I think by default it's 25. So what that interval is basically, it's like how many frames it's going to use on each of your key little sub animations. So the higher you make that number, the slower it's going to take to animate. Like if I set this guy all the way up to 60, apply and play, every single animation is going to take that much longer because it's going through 60 little sub frames to get that animation to play. So if I knock this guy, if I want to speed up my video a little bit, I can knock that all the way down to 10, click apply, and then play, and now it goes through the entire solution a little bit quicker. So probably want somewhere between like 10 and 25 for your video. Okay, so when you have your solution the way that you want it here, it's time to actually record a video of the solution coming together. So to do that, I'm going to click the record button, and you can probably just save this on your documents, maybe exploded view. Save it as a .wmv file is fine, and click save. Okay, it's going to bring up this, okay, how would you like, profile custom is fine. Select your 640 by 480, that's decent resolution, and click OK. Alright, so now the next time that you click the play button, it's going to play your animation, and it's also going to record this to a video file in the location that you indicated. So I'm going to go ahead and first I'm going to reset and zoom out to the point where I can see everything that I would like to be able to see here. And then once I've got a good position of this, I'm going to click play and it'll record my animation. Alright. So, once you have that animated, if you go to your File Explorer and navigate to where you saved this guy, you'll notice that you have an exploded view now. And if you double click that exploded view, there's your animation. It might take this a little while to upload, so if you double click it and it looks like it's just a black screen, give it a couple minutes and then come back to it, because it takes it a little while to actually transfer the whole file over there. But that's where your video file will be. So the two things that you're going to drop on OneNote from this piece of the activity is going to be save your actual presentation file and put that in as a file attachment on OneNote. And then I would also like you to insert your exploded view video as an attachment on OneNote. The other piece of this that you're going to be putting on OneNote is a drawing file of the exploded view. So I'm going to show you how to do that in the next video.